All right, everybody, welcome to the Independent Mouth. I'm your host, Anthony, and today got a local friend, a person who is always shedding a ton of positivity out there, Shandra Crymes. And let me just say, first and foremost, for the people who don't know her, you've got to understand the amount of positivity that radiates from this woman on a regular basis and what she's doing for communities, other small business or entrepreneurs out there is truly amazing. So, Chandra, thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
No, can you please give a little intro, explain to the audience what I already know, but
Okay.
what you're doing out there? Can you give a little, a little something for the audience so that they can find you easily and what you're doing?
Okay. Well, I consider myself like helping people to feel good and look good from the inside out. So I am a professional makeup artist. Most people know that. And I own a cosmetic line, but I get the most joy from helping people like live their dreams. I'm a manifestation coach. Um, so that's what I do. I help people like remove their negative thoughts and negative energy to just be vibrationally aligned and be happy. I mean, that's pretty much what life's about, right?
Well, I was
you know,
going to say, look, with social media has got to be your best contributor
it,
because it's taken people from high levels and breaks them down. Just based on what's out there. So with your business, has it been thriving, especially with obviously these last couple years and just kind of people call the social media realm toxic, and I come from a different perspective because I've been in the game industry and doing marketing and different things. I saw a lot of this toxicity already formulating and taking place. But what I guess what's your biggest piece of advice for people that feel like it's a drag for them, right? How are you using it as a positive instead of a negative?
well, for me, I make sure that I don't follow anything that's negative. For one, I don't feed that to myself, and I just make sure that whatever I post, is from a genuine part of me, and I like to spread positive thoughts. I mean, the world has enough negativity to like to add to it, right? So like if everybody just do their little part, and
Yeah.
that's my whole goal. That's my whole thought process. Is if you're feeling good, post it. I mean, no one's perfect. We all don't have perfect days. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfectly happy all the time. Most of the time, yeah, but you know what I mean? There's times I'm not, nothing's perfect. But I mean, why spread the negativity? Why use what we could use as a good like realm to spread positivity? Why use that as something negative? Like it's not necessary. So that's my thing. It's just stay away from it and don't spread it.
Yeah, well, I think look, there's something to be said for the fact of what you've done because over the time that I followed you and I know, what you've been doing and have doing, you've
Right.
overcome some obstacles. There's been some things in
True.
there that you've
Hmm.
been very transparent about. And yes, you do it in a positive fashion, but you're also being really transparent and truthful because that's something that a lot of people feel doesn't occur on social media, right? People are living
Right.
double lives or
Right.
the grass always looks greener on this side of the fence than it does that
Right.
side of the fence. And that look, that could be from makeup to racism, right? Like it
Yeah.
doesn't make a difference, right? It's all everything is on this like sliding scale of acceptance when it comes time to it. So, do you want to talk about some of those things? Not necessarily the personal things, but you wrote a book, if I'm
Right.
not mistaken. You ran out and you ran a book, and it was actually released right around when my book, soon
Hmm.
after when I had released my book. What prompted you to want to do that, right? And how difficult was that for somebody who maybe wasn't an author, right? Felt,
Right.
hey, I wanted to do this, and so those are it's like a three-part question. One, what prompted you to do it? Two, where were you really scared on doing that, right? And then three is how did you feel afterwards?
Okay. Three questions, three answers. Okay, so what prompted me? Actually, I had started to write it to my daughter. We were living in Japan at the time. She was 5 around that time, and then it was like some kind of swine flu going around. I got really sick, and I'm like I have well, I'll get to it, but I had 6 boys at the time and one daughter, and I'm like, who's going to teach her how to get through heartbreak, how to get through all these
Wait, you
disappointments?
have 7 kids?
I did. I gave birth to 7 kids. It's in the book also. My 19-year-old committed suicide 3 years ago. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to
yeah,
hear that.
but thank you. But it helped me help other people in our community, especially during that. But so back to the question, I wrote the book for my daughter originally to help her get through stuff if something happened to me, because I wasn't I wasn't sure how I was gonna do with this flu, because I was in Japan and it was like something I had never experienced, and I don't get sick often. So but after I had started to write it and like and broke it down into like little parts of life, um, I had friends in the States asking me questions. And I was like, this is in the book. Like, I should just write it for everyone. So that's what I started to do. So I started to more formulate it more into a book instead of a letter to my daughter. And and then after that, it went to, um, I went through divorce. I lost my son. So I kind of put it all into one book to help people because, I mean, like I said, no one's immune to being heartbroken or, so kind of just help other people with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, people hear about my book all the time because I push the stuff out there. It's,
Hmm.
if anybody who follows the Independent Mouth or my own personal page will absolutely see that the stuff is always out there. Look, from somebody who's had sexual abuse as a child, to being given less than 48 hours to live, to, dealing with addiction, to, becoming a parent, right? Dealing with all these different things with marriages and everything else. Like, I want you to understand, obviously, the one thing, right, is you're never alone. So
Right.
the fact that you showed that bravery to talk about something extremely difficult, and the only reason why I say that is when I was out there signing books at Barnes and Nobles and things like that,
Uh-huh.
I would have people come up to me who a person who follows me very regularly, who I met in person, lost their son. Same thing, right? Same way. They lost theirs to an accident, a little bit, obviously a different kind of accident. But then I
Right.
had people come up to me and say, I had a child due to rape, or I was raped, or I had this happen, and so I just want people to understand, the way that Chandra had actually written this book and the things that are combined in there isn't just specifically off of one circumstance. It is, in essence, a reinvention and being able to overcome the obstacles of that depression, that feeling of inadequacy, the what do I do now, right? That empty type of feeling. And here's the deal. As a parent, right, I didn't know this prior, right? And when I wrote the book, it was to become a better person, same as what you had done, and I wanted to get these things out.
Right.
No one can ever feel that of what you felt. And I mean that as a parent, from one parent to a next. But on the other hand, is super courageous, man, to be able to put that out there and be like, hey, this is what I did. I still got 6 other kids,
Exactly.
right? If mom's not here, what happens, right? So that burden of responsibility is so big, but you've been taking that and spinning that into different ways. So how did that transform your thinking to make you stronger into what you're doing with your entrepreneurial self, right? And going in and having the makeup line and working with people on bettering their lives, and how much, not even the monetary sales of that book, Chandra, but like, what did it do for you in your approach to other people?
Well, for me, I, it makes me feel good for one. So I just felt like the more people I could to reach out and the more positivity I can can spread. I mean, it was well, that was my focus. So like one person at a time. That's pretty much that's what it was all about for me. And it just kind of just like spread like wildfire,
And
you
it's
know.
addicting, right? It's addicting when you start helping people in that sense. And then you're getting messages, which I'm sure you've probably gotten, and you're getting messages and you're like, man, this really helped me. And you're like, I
Mhm.
won. I did my
Right.
job. I won. Right. I put myself out there and I was able to overcome that.
For me, it was a lot of people that like with regarding with my son. Some people went through the same thing and they were embarrassed and they were in the shadows, not coming out, didn't even express how they felt because they were embarrassed by the whole situation. So when they saw that, one, a person never that spreads negativity on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, to come out and speak about it, they were like, well, it's okay for me to talk about it. So they would come in, send me messages and, just I broke it down for them to see the more positive side. To me, every single situation, even the ones we don't understand, there's a lesson or something good out of it. And that's my goal. Is just to spread that, like, always find the best solution, the best response to whatever you're going through. So that's how I live my life.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's why you've been doing so much. I mean, like I said, it's always the positivity that goes across. So I guess let's have some fun, because I know you were listening to some other, interviews, and we really want to get to know who you are, right? So from one golf lover to now another,
Yes.
how has that been, in the life? Look, I think you need to continue pushing your videos forward, because it is a sign of strength, right?
Mhm.
What you're doing, you're taking on new challenges. Golf is so much fun, but let me just warn you, it's a lot more fun when you can talk trash with the people next to you, because that is without a doubt the most fun, to be able to talk that trash while you're playing golf. So, who do you play golf with? How often do you play? What is it doing for you overall, right? How is it expanding, that repertoire for what you offer?
It's crazy. So like the whole golf thing, it's just it started off from like my kids saying, "Mom, you should just TikTok." And I'm like, I'm not gonna dance on TikTok, or I'm not gonna, do
Yeah.
makeup everywhere else. Um, I got into golf because actually it was a bad date. It was on a bad date, and he was like, you're good at everything. You should be humbled by golf." So I was like, okay. So I got a PGA coach, and I got addicted. Like, needless to say, I never went on a second date, but
Yeah, yeah. But you went on a second date with golf.
I married golf. What are you talking about? I'm, I'm madly in love with golf.
So am
Yeah,
I.
yeah, I love it. So I practice every day and night. I can't pass my swing net in the backyard, or my like my putting mat in my office without practicing. Go to the driving range, golf like 2 to 3 times a week. I golf actually with pretty much. I play golf with anyone that pretty much asks. Uh, like a senior citizen that I met at the driving range will go out. On TikTok, I have like a golf family, and I met my swing coach on there. We play golf, and then actually this weekend I'm going out to Arizona, and we're gonna play golf live with one of the like golf pros out there in Arizona. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's fun.
Yeah, I love it.
So you decided to kind of pick that up a little bit and get that
Right.
rocking and rolling. And look, you're in a date. It looks like you got trapped in a bird cage. So who stole you and put you in the bird cage? Because that's what it looks like you're sitting in right now.
Oh!
Did they go and grab you? Right. So you were kidnapped and put into a bird cage. So we want to make sure that you're okay.
This okay. So this is my my meditation chair. I just sit in it to meditate. It's my comfy chair. I figure I might as well be comfortable if we're gonna talk. Might as well be comfortable.
Yeah, I told you, expect the unexpected when you come onto the independent mouth, right? So, what are some exciting things that you are doing, right? Some things that people can look forward to. Talk about where can people find your businesses and all this, because I think that there's a lot of young women, men out there,
Right.
but you're obviously representing and the women's side of it, but where people don't really know what to do, right? And how to get their business and stuff out there. So can you kind of talk where you started from, and then what you've morphed into this point, and kind of guide, younger people, small business people maybe trying to make a transition from careers. You're seeing this a lot, I'm sure, with the business that you
Right.
do. So what's some advice if they're new into what's there, and how to kind of follow a little bit of a model maybe that you're giving them?
Well, it depends. Okay, so it depends on on what spectrum. So if it's like a brand, a line like that, I would definitely say do something that you're passionate about, because you're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna have days you're not gonna have sales. Then there's days that you're overwhelmed because you have so many sales and you have to keep up, and you don't want to you don't want to have do something that you're not passionate about, because then It's like almost like burning. What is I'm bad with saying like two candles at one end. I'm horrible with
You're
saying that.
burning a candle from both ends, right?
There we go. I'm close. So yeah, I'm bad with saying. So okay, so the main thing, that's one thing is um be passionate about it. Secondly, like do your research and what you're doing. Like you don't want to put out like bad quality because it's your name behind it. Um, and ask questions. Like a lot of people feel like they have to go out there and just do it on their own. So if you see someone or know someone that's doing what you're doing or want or close to something that you want to do, I say reach out, ask questions. Like I even helped. She was actually one of my PR girls when I first started my cosmetic line, and she asked a lot of questions. And you shouldn't feel like for the person that's already there, you shouldn't feel like you don't want to give the information. There's enough room for everyone, right? So like I helped her. Now she has like a beauty bar open up in Dallas. Like this whole thing. So I just feel like we should all kind of just help each other, and like because people like say like boss babe and stuff like that, and like you're not a boss babe if you're not helping other people come up. You know what I mean? If you're just keeping it all to yourselves, then you're just greedy. You're a greedy babe. So
Well,
yeah.
no, I was going to say that's a very important point that you actually brought up. A lot of people like to, and I just want to say, because you've been you engage with me all the time, you engage with a lot of people, and you put a ton of stuff out there. And I just want to say that that's what I'm talking about. A lot of these people, they all think they're going to become like one of these top six,
Mhm.
and in the world of content creation, let's face it, first of all, you need a couple good things. One, good content. Two, you need to really have your communication skills up, because it doesn't matter if it's email, if it's voice, if it's text,
Right.
whatever the case is, you have to be a responsive human being. Third of all, you have to provide something of value,
Mhm.
and sometimes that thing of value is just a couple minutes of your time. It
Right.
doesn't have to be a product, right? The couple minutes of time will sell you more products over time. But if you never actually invest a little bit of time, the monetary never comes to that fruition, right? And then once again, you know, we live in a really weird world with social right now, so everyone's afraid, like, well, if I say the wrong thing, or if I'm talking to this person, what does that do for me? What are your thoughts on that? Because we've interacted for a long time via social.
Mhm.
We've never had any of those circumstances. But is it where's your thoughts on that now, with everything, and how you're doing and approaching your business? Like, I'm here for everyone, right?
Right.
And are you finding any resistance to that, or no?
Luckily, I mean, I haven't. I've just, I think if you're genuine, you're gonna get genuine feedback. I mean, that's just how I am. Um, yeah, I just pretty much I talk to everyone. I mean, I don't think it's fair if someone try to send a message. I mean, if it's a decent, respectful message
Yeah.
to ignore, you know what I mean? Like we're all human. We all are valuable people. So I do like I try to engage, even if it's just a sentence back. I do try to engage with everyone, and just let everybody know that they're valued. And so I
Well,
have
I
not.
mean, come on. You smile all the time, right? You're a good-looking woman. You do all these things. Like, where are the trolls? Right? Like, are there trolls that come in and
No, no. I had only one person like once under a picture said something like that I was that called me like overweight, and I just like laughed. Okay, I mean it's an opinion. What can I do about it? I like to eat, but I'm a size 5, so it's whatever.
wait. That was the best that they could do? No,
I mean that's I mean
you
that's
don't look as thin as I thought you were gonna be. I hope that ruins your day.
I mean, but at the end of the day, like we're all entitled to our opinion. Like
Yeah.
I don't care. I could care less.
No,
But
that's why. Look, there was a reason why I asked that question, because I wanted that response. That
yeah,
response is radiance of what you do on social on a regular basis. And that's what I'm trying to have people, especially who listen to this, understand.
right, right,
And you're not somebody who just got up and was like, "Hey, I'm going to flaunt this or do this, and because this is what I want." You actually have products. You actually have things to offer people
right.
beyond a picture on a social media platform. So
Right.
now you have the book,
Mm-hmm.
you have the makeup line,
Yes.
you have the business of consulting essentially, right?
Yes.
In this. What are some next ventures? Do you have anything else, or are these the three, that
I have
you're doing?
so I also own the Sacred Luna. It's we it kind of go hand in hand with my whole manifestation coaching. I
Mhm.
when I have like sessions with my clients, I give them like a little sachet of crystals because I am like a firm believer in healing crystals. Like God
Mhm.
put these colorful rocks here for a reason. They just not here. You know what I mean? So I use them to their maximum benefit, and I help other people do that. So the love of crystal jewelry and things like that. I started the Sacred Luna, and I sell like oh like see like I do not go anywhere without my beads, my protection and all that. So so I have the Sacred Luna, and I sell different handmade crystal jewelry, healing properties, and things like that on there as
Who
well.
makes them?
Oh, I get them all from different sources. I have them ordered from all over the place. I just make sure they're ethically sourced, and yeah, so I do my research, but it's pretty much everywhere, just handmade. I don't hand make them.
Yeah, yeah.
I do because yeah, I wouldn't even have the time for that
I was
between
gonna
golf.
say I don't sleep as it is, and you're
Yeah,
doing like as much stuff as I am. So just imagine,
yeah,
like, if the both of us were in a room, like, like when we have a conversation, right? Because like we both don't sleep as much as it is right now. So,
true,
it's like, okay, where's the time to talk, right?
true.
Um, what do you do besides golf that you found to be, because obviously golf, right? Golf's a lot of fun. One day I think I'm going to be a PGA Tour professional. The next day I realize that that dream is not going to come true and I hate golf. But then the second somebody else brings it up and goes, "Hey, I'm thinking about playing golf." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm there." So
Hmm.
when you started going through that, was there anything else that really started to contribute to bettering your business, your mental attitude, right? Anything else? Because golf does that, right? And as long as you can be really realistic, like there's nothing better than going out on the golf course,
Hmm.
getting a nice strike on a ball, right?
Right.
Or hitting this shot. But that helps you mentally. What else do you do,
Oh,
that helps you mentally?
oh, I work out. I'm always at Fitness 19. Yeah, I like to dance, so I take like every gym class that's a dance class, hip hop class, Zumba
Favorite
class.
dance? Favorite dance?
Right now, favorite dance,
Oh, wow.
probably bachata. Probably bachata. I love bachata. I love a Latin dance. Yeah, it's been bachata probably for years, but I mean, I can do them all. but but yeah, bachata. I mean, yeah, I like it.
You're the lady at the weddings, right? That shows up and then drops it on the floor, and then everyone's like, I'm not gonna dance.
Honestly, I'm not that bad. Unless they do like the electric slide, I break it down. On the wobble. Yeah. But no, I'm pretty conservative on the dance floor. Yeah,
That's funny.
I'm the one at the wedding that would go get like the 6-year-old kid or the 8-year-old man that doesn't have anyone to dance with. That's me at the
Yeah,
wedding.
that's a lot of fun. I'm sure they're like, oh yeah, like this is good, right? So where are you primarily doing your business, right? Is your business primarily local, or is your business really spread,
I'm all over the
across?
place. I'm all over the place. Literally, I'm always on the road. I do like home visits, and then I have a place here on location, like at the house, in my office. But normally I'm on the road, which is why like a lot of on social media, it's a different city. It'll say I'm in Vegas, it'll say I'm in Phoenix, and it'll say I'm in San Diego. I'm literally all over, which I love. I love meeting new people and like the new culture and trying new foods, and so I do it all while I'm working. Yeah, I make the best
Oh,
of the
I
experience.
I already said it. If I could hit the lotto or not have to worry about, anything financial, I would just go places to eat food and play golf.
What?
That's what I would do.
Hey, I'm there.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna have to play. Yeah, we're gonna have to play without a doubt. But I mean, like, I that's the one thing I constantly say to people. I'm like, I would travel to a place, I want to eat,
Right.
and I just want to go play golf. Like, I'm okay if that's my day.
Yeah. All right. think that'd be good for anyone. Oh my gosh, yes.
Right?
Right.
So, what are some things that people don't know about you? Right? Some things that, they would never guess. What are the pet peeves? Give us some stuff,
Okay.
right? That, behind the closed doors, we're like, who is this lady? What is she doing here? What's some stuff? Give us some good stuff. What do you got?
Stuff? Oh my gosh, good stuff. Pet peeves. I don't like when people double dip in my sauce.
It's gross. It's
Gross.
gross.
um, huh. I'm pretty easy. I listen to country music and I play the violin. Like I don't know.
All right. All right. Unfair question. Okay. Favorite. Okay. Favorite breakfast.
Avocado toast, easily.
Come on.
What? That's my favorite breakfast. What are you supposed to say?
Come on. It's got to be
Avocado toast.
something unhealthy.
That, that yeah, well, it's carbs.
Carbs ain't unhealthy.
that okay, yeah, but that would be it. Okay, here, throw some bacon on there. Some pepper bacon. There we go.
Not a
See,
bad idea. Look, I do like some avocado toast, but I mean, like, if somebody says, "Okay, what are you gonna eat?" They're like, dude, like a loaded breakfast burrito with, like, sausage and potato. Oh,
no,
oh,
oh, easily avocado toast. Yeah, with pepper bacon on top. If we're gonna throw some extra calories on there.
oh, some extra. Oh yeah, okay. You're watching all your stuff. Look, by me, I determine how good my life's going when I can't fit in stuff anymore.
Oh
Okay.
my
Um, favorite favorite meal. Like, if you had to be cheered up,
goodness. Okay.
right? Because you do a lot of cheering for other people, right? But when you need a day, when you need something to cheer you up, what's your go-to?
Oh gosh, that's a toss up between
Not
sushi.
coffee. Stop
No,
with the coffee. We're all addicted to coffee. And I
yeah,
know you. I see you.
it's right
You,
there. It's right there.
you are full out addicted like I am to coffee. So something else besides
Oh
coffee.
no, it's a toss up. So it would be easily between sushi, barbecue, like really good barbecue, and Italian food. Like,
You know I'm Italian, right?
yeah, I do know that. Yeah, that's true.
And I
Look,
cook. And I'll tell you right now, you just hit the soft spot. You hit all three that were all me.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, she got my show notes before I can see what happened there.
Oh
See
gosh.
how this works. So now you're obviously living in Southern California.
That's correct.
And did you always live in Southern California? Or did were you raised somewhere else and made a trek here? Kind of what's the backstory to Chandra, and where she came from before all of these other life altering events?
Okay, my mom moved from Missouri when I was one to Orange County. I was raised in Orange County. I lived there for what, about 40 years, almost something like that. Moved to Japan, and then moved here. Yeah, moved to Japan.
How
Japan
did you like Japan?
loved it. Almost didn't come back. That was a
Really?
because I love people, and the people were so nice, so nice. Like even my one son, that the one that passed away, he was in a movie, and we were driving on a driving. We were riding on a train, and in Japan in the mornings, it's like sardines. So
Yes.
his wallet had came out of his pocket, but I'm like, we gotta go. You have like they're filming in like 1 hour. We have to get down there. These people, someone called. I mean, someone took the wallet and put it into the lost and found. Like they found it and they turned it in lost and found for the city. Like there's a city lost and found for lost
Yeah.
wallets. Like they don't have that here. I mean, and it was full of all the yen, of his train pass. Like here in the States, I mean, I love the States, but that wouldn't happen. It'd be rare. It'd be rare to find your
The
wallet.
culture's a little
It's
different.
just different. And the food is better. I'm not gonna lie. Like McDonald's burger actually tastes like meat. So that was, yeah, I loved it. I loved it there. Yeah, no
How
doubt.
much do you like to cook?
I love to cook. I love to cook. I bake more, I think, than cook. I like to bake more, and now I kind of experiment with the types of the type of cookies and things I like to bake, but with monk fruit, so still sweet but still healthy. So I'm trying to like find that balance because I do love cookies.
Your mic cut out. No, it's cut out. Hold on. Check your preferences. Hello? Don't hear.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Got it. Now you're better. Okay.
All right.
So what were you saying? You cook them more healthy now.
Try to. Yes.
You try to. See, that's what I was gonna say. That no wonder why you're doing avocado toast, because I know in between a few of those healthy cookies you're making, there's
Yes.
ones that aren't so healthy, and that's the ones that you're getting at.
I have kids, so yes. But you know, that's my excuse, anyways. I'm going to use it. Yeah.
That's fun. So what are some other things that uh people wouldn't know about you, because you're rising in a lot of ways. That the whole purpose of this show is always to accentuate and show people and introduce them to other, people that aren't always shown all over the news.
Right.
It's always been what this show is. And yeah, I've
Right.
done a ton of celebrities and things
Mhm.
like that. And they always want to know what are let's go to the grief package for a second if we can,
Okay. All right.
because you coach other people through this. How hard was it for you to take your own advice?
I, I mean, it sounds like so like cliche, but for me, it really wasn't that hard because that was the way. I don't know, maybe just the way I'm built. I don't know. It's just the way I've always been. I've always tried to find the better part of everything. Yeah, since I was a little kid, I wasn't raised, you know, like very well off. But we were comfortable, but there was days we weren't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And always was like, just accepted this, whatever the situation, whatever cards I was handed, accepted it and just found the best out of everything. So, like with the whole like loss of my son, I just had to I think you're frozen again.
No, you're okay. Yeah, yours froze. Mine's showing. Yours is probably showing. So it's just a connectivity issue.
Okay.
But I can still hear you perfectly well. You're good.
Okay. Okay. Um, I mean, I already was pretty much living that lifestyle, anyways. Granted, wasn't the easiest thing to do. Like it wasn't, of course, my son, and he was a
Yeah.
great kid. But I had to reach back into the person that I was, and and that's how I dealt with it.
What did, if I can, without digging too deep, how has that affected your family, and how much did your family rally around the leadership and guidance? You took the lead on this, and I
Right.
and I understand from being losing a lot of people. Look, as a parent, Chandra, there's nothing I can say. There's nothing I could say as a parent. I couldn't even fathom it, and don't even understand how you get out of bed. Okay, I don't. Right, I understand that. But there's also parts of you that go numb, and I know that from things that I've gone through. Right, and you become numb to certain things because it's survival.
Mm.
Did that happen for you? Is you know is it a survival thing, or was that I work through that and I don't feel that way anymore? I just want people to really understand that have really gone, through this
Right.
real trauma, through the critical aspects, that you can start to become numb to help yourself survive,
Right.
especially when it's something like this. Can you, if you're willing, can you please expand
I,
upon that? Because
yeah.
I think that that's important.
Yeah. Well, in my case, it wasn't a numb thing. It was what I knew my son would want me to do because we were like this, super
Yeah.
close, and I knew, like it was actually the day after his funeral. I knew if I had let that really get to me, um, I know that wouldn't have made him happy for one. And then I had to be strong for my other kids. We were already a close family, but like now, like we don't hug each other walking through the house. We don't pass each other without hugging each other. Like I'll be cooking, my daughter come behind me and give me a hug. You know what I mean? Like we always say love you. Like so it made us closer as a family. Um, it was rough because we had to sit there and watch him pass for a week. So we did have a time to like kind of deal with it come to
Yes.
grips of what was going to happen. Um, it wasn't
The
an instant,
shock value was taken down.
a little bit,
That happened. You kind of got past that and you were able to kind of turn a corner,
little,
in a grieving process to process it in your brain
right.
the way that it should.
A little. I mean, it's in the book, but we found him hanging. So, um, giving him CPR and all that type of stuff. I mean, that still is still in the back of my mind sometimes. You know what I
Of
mean?
course.
But definitely not a numb thing. I feel everything, but it's just how we have a choice of how we react to what we feel. And I just choose not to go to like a dark space. You know what I mean? Because I know that's one thing my son wouldn't want me to do, and it's just not a healthy thing for everyone in the house and around you. You know what I mean? If you have a negative, if you have a negative vibe or aura, then everyone else around you can feel it. You know, so I mean, it's
Look, I let me just stop you quickly. Like, I admire you beyond belief of telling that story, and the reason why is when my father passed.
mhm,
And yeah, he's not my son, but he was my best friend, right?
right,
And he was my biggest supporter. He's why I do the podcast. Because in the back of my head, right, when I flew out there, I said, don't put anything in him. Let me hug my father before he becomes a statue. Like, I
right,
knew that already, right? Let me get that last minute of my dad, right? And so I did that. And that was a tough thing, but I wanted to own it because I know he would do it, right? It don't matter. You're my dad. And he would
right,
look at me. He was there when I was given less than 48 hours to live, and he was hugging me, right? It's not like he looked at me. He's like, okay, you're done. Like, he didn't do that. They fought. And I say that because in the back of my mind, he's like, you son of a bitch, go do this, right? Go do it now, right? And I just hear, that voice, right? I keep it with me all the time. My keepsakes. I keep, all these things all the time
right.
with my father. And because I believe in a lot of that stuff. I believe in the spirits are there. I believe that, you'll love this. You've never heard this because I didn't share this out there, but I want to get your face for people, for somebody who deals with this. When I went back, um, after the funeral, all this stuff, I was standing in the kitchen with my mother,
Mhm.
and my hands started to smell like heating oil.
Oh
And my
wow.
father was a truck driver. He was one of the most amazing big rig truck drivers you could ever get.
Mhm.
But he also delivered heating oil for homes.
Oh
So
wow.
his clothes, always as a kid, always
Mhm.
smelt like heating oil.
Oh my gosh.
And when I went, I would go sit by. He passed away in the garage. He had a massive heart attack. They couldn't bring him back. There wasn't, anything that was there. My mother was in the kitchen.
Oh,
She heard
sorry.
him fall. Right? It was just you can
Oh
just
yeah.
imagine, right? The love of your life for 40,
Oh my
8 years, 46 years,
gosh.
right? So I would go in the garage, I would sit by where he passed, and I
Mhm.
just wanted to own it, right? I wanted to, in my heart, to be like, I'm not afraid of this. I'm not, I gotta get past this. Otherwise, this could be a linchpin that just doesn't help me,
Right.
right? So I walk into the kitchen, my hands smell like heating oil. And I'm like, Mom, my hands smell like heating oil. She goes, What are you talking about? So I put my hands to her face, and then she acted as if I turned into a ghost.
Wow.
So my eyes, I guess, were big and black, like couldn't be seen. And my face was doing this weird thing in her eyes.
Oh my
And
God.
so that was a coming together of him to her saying, I haven't left.
I'm still
Like,
here.
we're here. Don't know
Yeah.
what the hell's going on,
Right.
but I got you. Right.
Mhm.
And so that took place. And that's why I'm trying to tell you is where that acceptance and being able to talk about it and openly talking about it helps heal your soul.
Right.
It helps heal who you are. It's why you could be radiant. I just want people to understand when they listen to this, you need to go take a look, and we're going to give all those social media handles. But like, this lady doesn't have a bad hair day. This lady doesn't have, she's not having days where she's pouting all over the place. She is absolutely addicted to golf and coffee. And we can forgive her for that because we love both of those things as well. But I also want you to understand that she's not flaunting it. Like, this is you showcasing people on how you live your life, which is way more admirable than you shoving it down everybody's freaking throat. And that's why I said I was so happy to have you on, because it was like you're doing this by the most organic way possible. So was that intentional, or did that just become over time where you're like, this is just me?
It's just definitely not intentional. Just I had a Facebook. I started making posts of what I was thinking. If I read something and I was like, I like that. I posted, or just whatever I felt at the time, and then I would start getting emails, and then I started noticing more people would like leave comments, and they're like, "Oh, thank you for the word," or what. And then I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." I'm gonna keep
It's
doing.
addicting.
Yeah, being positive. Yeah, it works. Yeah, so definitely not a plan at all or intentional, but I mean, I like where it's going. That I'm meeting people out in public, and they're like, "Oh, I saw you on Instagram," and my kids don't like it, but I'll have a conversation with a complete stranger easily. I love it. I love talking to people. Hmm.
That's pretty funny. So I get to ask you of topics or something that you want to talk or ask about. So I throw the microphone in your court.
Oh
What
wow.
is either a topic you want to talk about or something that you want to ask?
Oh wow. Darn. Let me think about this one. Oh, that's like on the spot. There's so many questions you can ask. Um, well, I know. I mean, we talked before on the phone, and you were saying about like when we were talking about this whole podcasting, and you were saying how you came from the East Coast and how you don't get like racism and things like that. And you were saying how like you just see people. So like how is that for you, especially living out here in California?
Oh, look, look, the way that you portray yourself is the way that, I really feel internally, right? Like I really have no animosity towards other people. I don't look at people with color. I grew up in New York, right? I grew up in New Rochelle, like right outside of New York City. Like you want to talk about a melting pot. I don't know any other way to say it. And I've always found it, I did a couple interviews where I talked about racism and talked about that stuff, and just it bothers me. It bothers me for my kids, I think. And more and more is like apologizing for who you are. That is like the quintessential no of like human, right?
Right.
Like you're human. Like you start apologizing for being human, you might as well like never ever want to move again, right? Like, so I always found it extremely interesting, like when I found people like yourself, right? You come from a different background. You don't
Hmm.
look like me, right?
Hmm.
But yet, when I have these conversations with people, we find out that we're so much alike that
Right.
it leads me to believe that there's just more good than bad that there is in the world. And I think that, social media in essence just really extenuates the negative because it's easy, right? Like think about it. Um, we're close in age, and you remember growing up, it was like, these vans with dark windows, don't go by them, right? They're going to
Right.
kidnap you, right? These were the bad guys. And be careful with the ice cream trucks, right? You don't know who the guy was, and so those were always the things that were said, and social media just gets to extenuate that now, right? You
Sure.
see it more, right? Like if a white person and a black person get into an argument, which like happens every day anyway, right? Like it's not racism, it's they have a disagreement, right? And so whoever has that or wants that narrative can take that and run with it, and then power of influence, and whether or not that fits other narratives for other people. And that's the part that bothers me, because like if you and I got together and go play golf, we're never going to bring up a racism topic. Like we're
Right.
never ever going to like it doesn't even
It's
enter the
interesting.
conversation. You know what I mean? So it, like you, it's very difficult for me to like to kind of look at it and be like, why? Like,
Right.
and I understand it does exist. I'm not stupid. Like,
Right.
obviously, things exist. But like you, and I've said this millions of times, it's about conflict resolution. It's about reinvention. It's about overcoming, because like you and I need to disagree on certain things,
Mhm.
because if everybody is thinking the same all the time, we're not in the world we thought we were in.
Right.
And with video games and phones and digital everything,
Right.
you can customize your life, and I could exit Chandra out of my life and I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're
Right.
blocked. You're gone. Right? Like, don't answer your messages. You can't reach me. Ha ha ha. Right? Like sinister laugh, right? That follows, right? So um I just think that's why I think, like, with people like you and even more and more people, even with celebrities, man. I've talked with even celebrities about this. It amazes me, like in the comedy realm,
Mhm.
right? Like, some people might not like some of the comedy stuff that I've done, with like Bob Levy or whatever. Some people might like, oh, that's, some of it's dirty. Like, it's supposed to be. Like, it you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be outlandish because, like, you can't say those, like, you can't do these things, right? So there's people who out there who like them. And so me, I've always been that person who pokes the bear,
Mhm.
and if you're gonna say that there's a black white issue, then I'm gonna challenge it, because I don't see it as an issue as more as I see it as an opportunity to get people to come together. And like, everywhere I've gone, for the independent mouth or not, or even myself, it's like I find myself talking with black, brown, Asian, white.
Right.
And guess what? Those are the people who always message me.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm over there going, man, I didn't even think of that. Thank you so much. And signing stuff for people. I'm not like, hey, Black Steve, really awesome that you bought my book. You know what I mean? Like, it's the stupidest thing in the world. Like, like it's just we say it as a joke, but it's raising the awareness. And then I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it's hard sometimes to even comment on certain things, because even if you're trying to just, like, even saying to you, I grew up with two older sisters.
Mhm.
I would say to my sisters, hey, you look nice today.
Mhm.
Hey, this and that. Like, I always grew up around women, and I was playing hockey. I was playing, semi-pro hockey. And like, so
Right.
I always had guys and girls. I always had groups or whatever. Like, I don't remember feeling that constricted, even telling another female or person, like, hey, you look nice today. Good job. Like, high five. Can we have a hug? Like, cool. All right, move on. Like,
Right.
not
Right.
everything's like, okay, we're into bed now. You know what I mean? Like, that's like what
Exactly.
everybody ought to, like, you, it's weird, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird. Like, I understand things happen, but like, God, where did it always come to this? Where, like,
Yeah.
you can't even converse with people. Like, if you're black and I'm white,
Mhm.
you're using me or I'm using you, right? To get to a demographic. Like, no, I got a good demographic. Oh, you're using that person. Like, oh, you guys are gonna go play golf. Hey, it's called networking, you jackass.
There you go.
Right? It's called networking. It's called growing a network. It's called expanding your network, reaching out to the people in other people's networks and
Exactly.
becoming approachable to their networks. You know why? Because helping each other helps ourselves.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right? I mean, I'm
100%.
so tired of it, man. Like,
Get
where
it.
do you stay? I know you said you don't get trolls. I don't get racism trolls. I don't get that
Right.
stuff at all.
Right.
But where are you with a lot of this stuff too, right? Because you're navigating the world. First of all, I'm Italian. I'm like as white as it comes, right? I have Sicilian, so maybe there is black in me, right? Because I'm part Sicilian, so I know,
Right.
from ancestry, it's going to happen. What is your makeup, and how have you navigated that? And is it even a considerable issue for you now?
Uh, my makeup, my mom is Choctaw Indian and African American, and my dad's, well, he's passed away, but he was Puerto Rican and African. So that makes me me. I just,
A lot of mixes in there, which is
yeah.
crazy, right? Like,
Right.
tons of mix just between
Right.
those two. So like, you're
Right.
just like, yeah, I'm here.
That's me. Um, of course, I consider myself a black woman, a woman of color, but I mean, I don't. I'm not one of those people like I label myself. I'm a black one. You know what I mean? Like, I'll hashtag melanin because whatever. But I
Does
just
that bother you? You know, and I asked this before, but I asked this sincerely because I've heard black women, right? If I'm
Right.
allowed to say that, right?
Yeah.
I've
Go
heard
ahead.
people say, "Oh, I have to do this because I feel the pressures, from other people, but I don't necessarily believe this." Did that bother you, to be pushed into something that you're like, "Hey, I'm not."
Not necessarily, because I mean, I'm for one, I won't be pushed into, like,
Mhm.
I just won't. That's just not me. I'm not gonna do what I think, you know. I hashtag more so I can reach more people. So that was the main reason I did the melanin part, and I noticed
Yeah.
that I reach more people of color. With the whole racist thing, or racism thing, I don't. I've never experienced it. And that's like a rare thing, I guess, from some people when I have conversations, even with my daughter who's half Italian. She's German Italian, and she's experienced racism in school. And we've had this conversation. I've been blessed, or maybe I have experienced it, and I just didn't bother me to even
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
keep it in my mind, like, because I know if someone's gonna act like an idiot, then okay, like, it has nothing to do with me. I don't take it personal.
No.
So I mean, because we're all human. We're all the same race, human race,
Mhm.
right? We're the same. In my eyes, we're the same. There's bad people and good people in every nationality and ethnicity. So that's just how I see life. So I think people are, my opinion is a little too sensitive on some situations, and they drag it out, make it bigger than what it is. That's my personal opinion. So
I think a
I
lot of it's clickbait too,
I
or it
can see
pushes
that. Mm-hmm.
different agendas, right? And that's the part that bothers me because that's not being sincere and saying that we really have a problem to cure. I think that
Right.
that's more manufactured, and then it leaves people kind of feeling empty, right? Because some are like, hey, I don't know why we're arguing, right? I don't know, and I don't even know why it has to be a topic of conversation, right? It just more so is one of those things that we will move past. I think there's a lot of conflation that comes into a lot of stuff. But are you sad? Okay, since you like golf.
Okay, here we go.
Are you sad that Tiger's not playing right now?
Not really. I
So you're
know
not a
that's
big Tiger fan? I mean, I want to know because I am like all
I
day Tiger.
yeah, no. Because I think because I'm such a newbie, I'm like, oh, this is horrible, but I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's room for other people too to win. And I'm sad
Oh,
that he was injured and not playing, and I follow him, and I actually just bought the Tiger magazine. Yeah, oh, it's actually right here.
do you
So like,
watch golf at night?
yeah, so like I'm a big supporter in that sense, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie and be like, yeah, I'm sad just for for the interview. I mean, he's a human, and but we're all
Do
human.
you watch golf at night?
Okay, I watch golf all day. My son said he hates worse. I start with G, my 6-year-old, because I watch it all day. If either I have ESPN Plus, like I ordered the package just so I can watch it on my phone. So yeah, I'm like golf all day long. I watch things so I can learn to read the grass. That's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to learn to read the grass because because I mean I can get the ball on the green, but I just want to putt perfectly. So yeah.
Good luck. Um, who is your favorite golfer to watch?
Ooh, my favorite. I can't say I have a favorite right now. All right, right now this is what I do. Like I watch Tiger. I watch a lot of like the greatest, like, and I watch their swings in slow motion because I'm like trying to learn it like a dance because I dance,
Mhm.
So I mean, yeah, I can't say I have a favorite. I'm not gonna throw a name out there. Yeah, I
I
just
would
watch.
put okay. I'll help you. I
Okay,
would say I do. I like the Brooks Kepka. I like a Justin Thomas. Right. I do like the Colin Morikawa now with
hmm
what he's been able to accomplish. Nobody ever did it like Tiger.
okay,
It
yeah,
was a different thing.
right,
But golf just in general, I've always said this. I feel bad for the people coming up now when because of Tiger
right,
because now it's it is so where like before people used to be able to like skate around with these careers. Now anybody who comes up and shows any promise, like a Jordan Spieth, right, or
right,
anything like that, they're like, he could be the greatest, right? And then like he has a bad day and everyone's like, well, maybe he's done, right? Like, and that is bothersome, right? Because that was never golf until Tiger, right?
Yeah.
Like they would always like have these people come in, and now it's like this quick analysis of whether or not they're going to successfully go through their career,
Right.
right? And so are you now? I would say this: what would be one of the golf courses that you want to play, that you could manifest yourself to go play, that would be on tour? What's the golf course that you would go play?
Pebble Beach. Yeah. 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 That's the first one that came to mind, definitely.
That's mine. That's
Yeah.
mine. Torrey Pines, right? Which I know is down there, but to actually go play that in Pebble Beach, like with
Mhm.
the surreal backdrops, that are all
Absolutely.
over it, those are the ones.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell everybody where to get your stuff, how they can come. I hope you had fun, first of all,
I
because
did,
this is,
absolutely.
you've been
I see
laughing. I
you
have the
laughing.
video. You're laughing the whole damn time. So this is good.
Right.
Where can everybody get your stuff? Give them everything that you have, the social media handles, the websites. They can find your book on Amazon, correct?
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
so give them the titles, give them all the information. This is your time. You can take as long as you want and as much as you want. Do
Okay.
your complete advertising data dump from Chandra.
Okay. Well, the the book is Dance with Your Best Foot Forward, and that's on Amazon. It's on Kindle and Amazon. Um, the to get manifestation coaching, that's easy. ElevateNow.net. And for crystal healing jewelry, that would be the sacredluna.com. And you can reach me, Shandra Crymes, on Facebook, Instagram, and Chandra Styles on TikTok. That's where all my golfing is at.
Uh-oh. I know I've seen so much of your stuff now, so it's
Yeah,
pretty funny. I'm
like
going
the
to
last
challenge
one.
you. I'm going to raise you on the
Yeah, the last
golf
one I
info
posted, it's like trending like at 70,000, just 70,000 views just for playing golf. So it's
on
fun.
TikTok.
Yes. Hmm.
TikTok's got, you've noticed that obviously TikTok has got the best organic growth right now.
I think so.
Um,
Mhm.
but where a lot of people fall is they actually don't know how to do the paid advertising.
Oh, that's probably true.
I
Because I
mean,
have
on Facebook, Twitter, all them, right? Like
right.
people don't actually know how to do the paid advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise they're like, where can I get organic views? Where can I get organic views? I can tell you, um, stepping up the business. Or have you ever thought about doing like a podcast?
A friend asked me to join a podcast, and I was like 100% in. But then things happened, so like life happened, so we never started it. But yeah, I've thought about it for sure. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm working on a couple of things. I'll keep you posted. But I mean, like as far as getting guests or appearances for people, setting up like a fully produced um, podcast for people. These are things I've been working on for a long time, which is why I keep saying to you, right? Like there's tons of different things. But I'd love to, if you're looking to go on more shows, I'm sure there's tons of shows that would love to have you on.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
awesome.
and I'll spread the stuff so you can use your business and get all that stuff out there. And I will pass your name along. But for the people out there, yes, we're working on. There's tons of stuff to work on. But I am interested
Okay.
as I go through and I do my book shows and as I go and I do my events. Are you doing makeup for people or what? Because I know that this is going to have to happen at events, and I need to know whether or not I can count on you that you're not
Yes,
going to be golfing at this point in time.
I do makeup as well. Yes. 100%. That's my creative outlet. Like no matter what, I have to do something to for my creative outlet. Like yeah. So
Okay. Did you ever give somebody funky eyebrows just because they annoyed the hell out of you?
oh gosh, no.
You did that. You made them look confused, right? And then they went into that meeting, right? And they went into that meeting. They're like, "Why are you so confused?" I'm not confused. No, your eyebrows up.
Oh gosh, no. No, definitely not. I would never do that.
I'm glad I got that. I'm glad I got you to laugh on that one. That
Oh
is
my
pretty
gosh,
good.
my teeth hurt.
All
Oh,
right. Well,
yeah.
thank you for playing along.
Yeah,
thank you for coming on. It was a lot of fun. I
it was
enjoy all
fun.
your content. You're an
Thank
absolute sweetheart, and it's a lot of
you.
fun. And I had tons of fun here. And I appreciate your patience because I got super busy.
No
Just so the
problem.
public knows, this was supposed to take place, this interview, a little while ago, and things happen, life happens.
Right.
And I'm just grateful that you still had the time, to
Yeah, no
do it.
problem.
And I can put this out there. And when we do, you're going to have a ton of people in your group that are like, "Why did you go on that guy's show? That guy's crazy." Um, but we have a lot of fun. We have to play golf sometime,
Absolutely.
so we'll have to absolutely set that up. And
Sure.
what are you shooting? Just so people know, because now you might start getting messages of people saying, what's your handicap or what's your score? What are you shooting on a regular basis right now?
Okay, so I was gonna let it out. Okay, so when people ask me, then they say like, "You want to bet?" I tell people 95, but I'm closer to like a 85. I'm doing pretty well. Like I do pretty well. I know, like I said, I normally can get it on the green. I can I can make par. For the most part, I haven't. I've been paying for the most part like the what do they call them? The three par three. What is it? The
Par
nine par
threes?
par threes. Yes. So I've been playing a lot of that. So I usually can get it on the green and then part. Sometimes I'll do four. I'll get some five. So like normally like 80, 85, 87, around there.
Yeah, once you start getting in the groove, that's a comfortable number to be around. And then you
Right.
kind of plateau a little bit, right? And what ends up happening a lot of times is you get that one great drive. The second shot kind of sucks. You get on, but then you miss the par putt. So you get a bogey, right?
Right.
Or you're on there and you've got the birdie putt, but it's from like 30 feet away, right? Like happens all the time. So now you got this long ass putt and you're like, all right, here we go.
Right.
Got my par, right? Um, I'm going to challenge you to that. And if you beat me,
Okay. I'm all ears.
I'll have to do some kind of advertising for you or
I
something.
like
I'll have
that.
to help you.
I like
I'll have
that.
to help you. But what I will do though, as an offer, anyways, is if you need help with advertising, just let me know. We can message back
Absolutely.
and forth.
Yes.
But I truly believe in your brand. I believe in what you got. So
Thank you.
if you need help with any of that, just reach out and let's have some discussions. And I want to help you grow this brand as much as we possibly can because you're
Thank you
you're
so much.
honestly just a super nice person, man. Like this is unless you take this mask off and you're this whole like you're a gremlin under what's there right now, and that really is a bird cage that someone trapped you in just because you're that nasty of a human being, I don't believe that's the case. So, uh, if you need the help, if you want the help, just
Absolutely.
reach out and let's work together. And I'll just do that as a courtesy for number one, you coming on, but number two, for you constantly putting out as much positive content as you do.
I
And I really
appreciate that.
appreciate
Thank
that.
you. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
that.
much. Chandra Crimes, folks, you've got to go and check her out. Elevate.net. It's the Sacred Luna, right? That's
Yes.
the other one. Okay, on Facebook. And then she also has a book on Amazon, and that is Dance with Your Best Foot Forward,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so, folks, go and support. I will include her in my networks and everything that we're doing as well. You see her pop up, be the first person to please go and support Chandra. Chandra, I hope you had a great time today
I
on the
did.
show.
I did. Thank you.
Awesome. Folks, thank you so much for listening. I am your host, Anthony, and this has been the